preview NXT Takeover 2. It's going to happen on this Tuesday or this Thursday. So if you're listening on demand, I hope you're going to watch. This is going to be a fantastic card. Right now on it, NXT Championship, Adrian Neville versus Tyson Kidd versus Sami Zayn versus Tyler Breeze. So pretty much a lot of what we saw on Raw, but they're going to be given a lot more time. I think we only got maybe 5 or 6 minutes on Raw with them. This we're going to get a lot more time, so that should be cool. We're also going to get the Tag Team Championships, the Ascension versus Sin Cara and Kalisto. The Women's Championship will be on the line, Charlotte versus Bayley. We're also going to get Enzo Amore versus Sylvester Lefort in a hair versus hair match. Bull Dempsey versus Mojo Rawley. And, of course, Ric Flair is going to be there to introduce Kenta. So, real quick, before we start doing predictions, we're going to do predictions pretty quickly as well. But out of everything on this card, what are you most looking forward to, Joe?
That will be the NXT Championship match, the 4-way. These guys are going to blow the roof off.
Yeah, that's definitely the easy answer.
And I'm easy.
Personally, I think I'm looking forward to the tag team title match a little bit more. And it might be a big part of it is I really want to see the Ascension drop the belts and move up. But Kalisto deserves gold of some kind. That guy, as amazing as Neville is, Kalisto takes it to a whole another level.
For me, I'm going to go the opposite route. I like all of these matches. So instead, I'm going to say what match I'm looking forward to least, and that's Bull Dempsey versus Mojo Rawley. I could give two shits about maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say you like all of these matches. I'm glad they're putting this at the front, so maybe I could skip over this one and then just watch the rest.
Yeah, here are two guys who we're trying to get you guys to like, but no one wants anything to do with. Actually, Bull Dempsey does get chance, such as "Thank You, Bull" when he takes out Mojo Rawley. But that's it. If he was facing anyone else, no one would care.
That crowd was popping so hard for Angelo Dawkins the week before this one, and deservedly so, because Angelo Dawkins is an incredible athlete that deserves far more than WWE has given him.
I'm with you. Let's go ahead and do our predictions. Bull Dempsey versus Mojo Rawley. Who you got? Nick?
I think Bull's going to take it. I mean, like you said, I can't care less about this match than I already do. But I think they're trying to build Bull here. So I'm going to lean in that direction.
Nobody wins with this match, really. Definitely not the fans. I'm going to go with Mojo because it's in opposition to Nick, and I don't give a shit about this match either.
I'm going to go with Bull Dempsey myself. I think, they've tried very hard to get Mojo over. He's not over. He is not going to succeed. Bull Dempsey, though, does still have an opportunity to get over, but maybe putting him against Mojo was a bad idea. Maybe if they put him against someone else that was over, like Mojo versus Sami Zayn, or Mojo against anyone else on the roster, I think would have been fine. I think that would have really helped him, but yeah, so I'm going to go with Bull here.
And it is a little sad because we need like that super heavyweight guy. It's just the way they debuted him with that garbage entrance and the whole last of a dying breed thing that is just done to death. And he can't talk either. Well, like obviously this is developmental, so you're gonna have a lot of rough patches, but this guy definitely could have used more development before he came on TV.
Sure, I agree with that. And and one of the major criticisms, and I think BotchBot, James Hornsby over there, was one of the first to really point this out. Like, what does it mean to be a last of a dying breed? You're out of shape. And
Yeah,
so you can really criticize Bull Dempsey for looking out of shape, but you could say the same thing about Bray Wyatt. But Bray Wyatt has succeeded being the size that he is, being the shape that he is. So I think that's not necessarily the criticism, but Bull comes off very green and very I don't know. It wasn't the right build for him for sure. Enzo Amore versus Sylvester Lafort in a hair versus hair match. This one for me came out of nowhere because um, Sylvester Lafort, I've seen him on TV a couple of times maybe. I know Enzo just came back with pushed them in the tag team division in this tournament. I was really surprised that that they didn't that they aren't the number one contenders. But yeah, so Enzo Amore versus Sylvester Lafort. Despite what you guys think about the story, who you guys got for this match? Who do you think walks out without hair?
I think Enzo is gonna come out on top here.
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna agree.
yeah, it just seems like a natural spot, especially with Sylvester being the one to instigate here, and Enzo hasn't really gotten one over on him yet. So 50-50 booking seems like a likely end result. So yeah, Sylvester Lafort is soft like spaghetti. How you doing? Enzo wins.
uh, yeah, and it was from what I remember how the segment went. It wasn't Sylvester Lafort that said, "Yeah, I'll do this match." It was that other guy, whatever his partner is.
Marcus
Uh,
Louis.
yeah, that accepted the match. So it seemed like Sylvester necessarily it wasn't necessarily into the idea of potentially losing his hair. That's why I'm going to go with Enzo. I think Enzo is the stronger character. I think this will make the fans happy to see Sylvester Lafort be put in this kind of in this kind of embarrassing spot. So I think Enzo all the
That poor poodle, though.
way.
I mean, granted, a poodle is not a real dog, but to go bald over that bucket, just yeah.
I definitely enjoyed that film style. Like it wasn't like a full setup. They weren't on a set with like a real professional camera. It was just a camera phone. I thought that was pretty cool how they did that.
Hmm.
All right, live chat's also gonna go with Enzo. Now let's talk about some of the title matches. We got the women's championships, Charlotte versus Bayley. This is Charlotte's first real title defense. This is Bayley's, according to me, who came in during NXT Takeover 1. This is Bayley's first real opportunity to show what she can do. So I'm really looking forward to this match. But who do you guys got? Well, first of all, do you like the build, and then who do you predict winning?
Um, the build from what I've seen, because I've been in and out of NXT, uh, is all right. I think Charlotte's going to win this one. I think Bayley still comes across as a little underdeveloped. In her ring skill, she's purely developed fine every other way. Um, just she still while she's definitely hardcore face here, she always seems awkward. Like she's not exactly sure what to do
Well, that's the
every time
gimmick.
I've seen her.
That's the gimmick, though.
Yeah, that's full on gimmick.
But still, when you're going for the title and you grab the mic, you want to seem confident. And she
Yeah,
doesn't seem that way.
I get you.
When you're going for a title, you need to have have that, and I just don't think she has the mic skills as of yet. Even though she's cute and peppy and
And she's gonna hug you.
yeah. Well,
Bailey's gonna hug you. Bailey's gonna hug you.
giggity 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 goo.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the build for this because this has been a slow burn. I can't remember exactly when this started, but when Charlotte debuted, she debuted as a face, and she was tag team partners with Bayley against the BFFs. And then Charlotte stabs Bayley in the back. And they kind of let that fall to the wayside a little bit as they focused on Paige versus Emma, and they kept teasing it and teasing it, and having Charlotte kind of take a little jab at Bayley now and again. Now they're finally bringing it to the forefront. And I think they've done it really well. As for who walks out as champ, I'm really torn. Because after this sort of build, I really want Bayley to walk out with a title, but this isn't Charlotte's first defense, but it is her first major one, I think. It being a special event. It's possible that they want to fast track her to the main roster and have her drop the belt so she can go up, but I don't know. I think for the purposes of the prediction, I'm gonna go with Bayley.
Wow. Okay. You're gonna go with Charlotte?
I'm going with Charlotte.
Okay. Man, I am really torn on this because I like Bayley. I'm the opposite of you, Joe. I think while yes, you definitely want your challenger to look confident in the position she's in, because confidence builds credibility. And yes, Bayley's character isn't necessarily credible, but I think how they've been treating it, at least the last few weeks for sure, since she won the little tournament that they had, I think they've really shown that she is confident. She is saying right to Charlotte's face that she is going to take the title from her. I think it all seems like if they were going to take a chance with her, now would be it. But like you said, Nick, it would make sense for them to have Charlotte drop the title so that she can move up to the main roster, even though that's not necessary, as we saw with Paige. But my only thought against that, though, is where would she fit on the main roster? She's definitely a great wrestler. I think she would be great for the division. But just look at how they've been handling the Divas Championship title race right now. I don't know where Charlotte fits in that mix. I wouldn't want to have Charlotte be brought up to be lost in some crap. I think she's a great wrestler that deserves to be wrestling against Paige and AJ. But as long as they've got the Bellas involved there, I don't know where she fits compared to everyone else that they've got up there already.
Now that you mentioned the Bellas, it reminds me of the title match at Night of Champions, and Nikki Bella's in that. And given the way things have been going, I don't think it's outside the realm of possibilities that Nikki walks out as champ.
No, I know.
I could definitely see Charlotte being the one to step up, especially if they emphasize her lineage as they have been, and giving the promo, you might be reality TV royalty, but I am wrestling royalty.
Yeah.
And there have been rumors that they want to have Ric Flair not manage her, but kind of be with her as they go out. So, I mean, that's at least one possible direction.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm with you there. I think that would be a good route to go if that's the route they were going. If that's the scenarios they had in front of them, you would hope that WWE would do something smart like that. But I don't know. I am gonna go with Charlotte though. Charlotte's my pick. I think they're gonna keep her in NXT for a little longer. Really build her up as champion. While I do like the idea of Bayley getting the title, I think it's too soon. I think they've just now really introduced that confidence. They've really started to build that credibility with her, and I think that they can do that for a little bit longer before putting the title on her.
Cool.
Okay, tag team championships: the Ascension versus Sin Cara and Kalisto. Nick, who you got?
I'm going with the Luchadors. It's high time for the Ascension to drop the belt. If for no other reason, I'm picking the Luchadors because of that. But again, like I said before, Kalisto definitely deserves some kind of gold. And Sin Cara's been putting on some great work too. I'm really glad it's Hunico under the mask and not Mystico because, I mean, Mystico's a fine luchador, but he's definitely not cut out for the WWE, not with the style. Hunico is doing a much better job fitting in, I think. So, yeah, luchadors all the way.
Wrestling style, I agree with you. The lucha part, Sin Cara wants nothing to do with that. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean,
he is so bored with that introduction. He just wants to move on and start wrestling.
Because he doesn't talk, but yeah.
All right, Joe, who you got?
I'm going with the Luchadors, the Sin Cara and Kalisto tag team, because Nick's right. Yeah, the Ascension needs to drop the titles. They've had them for fucking forever, and it's time for them to move up to the main roster. Plain and simple.
We're all in agreement here. I want to see the Ascension move up. They've got the opening in the tag team division on the main roster. I think right now is the time to do it. The Ascension had the titles before Takeover 1. They weren't on Takeover, I don't think, from what I remember.
I don't believe they were.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm with you guys. They've had it for long enough. There's no real competition in NXT for these guys the way they've built them thus far. So I say have them drop it, move up, and let's see what they can do in front of the big crowds. Okay. And for the main event, the NXT Championship is on the line as Adrian Neville defends against Tyson Kidd, Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze. Who's picking Tyson Kidd? Anyone?
No.
No, I actually am going to go with Tyler Breeze. I think he's been doing some great work, and I think Neville's probably going to end up coming to the main roster, so I don't think that it's there. Zayn's great, but I just don't see them putting it on him necessarily right now. And Kidd's Kidd.
As much as I've been enjoying both Breeze and Kidd lately, actually, I don't think Kidd's going to take the title.
Nope.
And I do kind of want to see Breeze with it, but I think he works better at more as a foil, more as the rival gunning for the belt. I'm picking Zayn. I think it's high time he held gold, and I can't remember if it was last week, this past week, or the one before, but when he accidentally kicked Neville.
Yes, it was the week
when he was
before.
gunning for Breeze.
Yeah.
Was it? Was it 2 weeks ago?
It was this week. It was this week.
This week. Oh, okay. When he accidentally kicked Neville, and after the match, he picked up the belt and He was looking like he was contemplating doing that again, but intentionally. I don't think it necessarily spells a heel turn. I think that spells an at-all-costs attitude. So that tells me that he's going to walk out with the title.
Joe, I'm with you. I like Breeze. I think Breeze has done good work ever since being put in the spot. When he first was kind of pushed into this main event spot, I wasn't into it. I just didn't like the character up until that point, but he's really carrying himself very well. You could even see that on Raw. He did very well on Raw. So I think Breeze could hold the title and could do very well. But the story they're telling, at least the way I'm interpreting it and I'm feeling it, is Zayn. Zayn gets the title. He's been there the longest. This is what he's been pushing forward to. So I think you got to give it to Zayn. That will allow WWE to do the right thing and bring up Adrian Neville to the main roster, because they had to have realized what they had on Raw with him. So you've got to bring up Adrian Neville. You take the title off of him and you put it on Zayn, and you've got a good fan favorite as your champion moving forward. So I'm going to go with Zayn. And how we've been talking, it seems like all of us are holding the idea that one of these contenders, whether it's Adrian Neville or Sami Zayn or Charlotte or the Ascension, that one of these guys, or Charlotte's case, these girls, are going to drop the title to then move up to the main roster. It's unlikely that they're going to do it for all three of these cases. So out of these three matches, so Adrian Neville or Sami Zayn or Tyler Breeze or whoever in the main title, the Ascension or Charlotte, who do you think has the best chance of actually being called up this week or relatively soon?
I'm going to go with Neville. I think.
Come on, Garvin, it's Neville.
I was actually making a note about how you would screw that up, Garvin, and it got fused in my brain. Adrian Neville's going to end up hanging out with Paige and, or how do you say it?
Paige.
Paige and Paige? Yeah. That's what it was. Paige and Paige.
You are shooting yourself repeatedly in the foot, trying to get Garvin under the bus.
What do you mean I was shooting myself in the foot? You said it like 3 times last week.
According to you, I actually haven't listened back to see if I actually said it. I should listen back.
No, you said that a couple different times.
Shut up, Nick. All right, so Neville, you're going with Neville being the guy that's going to get called up?
Yep.
All right, Nick, out of these three, Ascension, Charlotte, Adrian Neville, who do you think is being called up first?
I think it's going to be Neville, simply because of how they gushed over him. I don't necessarily know if he's the one that needs it most, because I think the Ascension are needing it most. And the division they've been going into needs it most too. Because if Neville goes up, I don't necessarily see where he fits. I guess it kind of depends on whether he keeps his current gimmick or if they change him up like they have with the rest of them.
Okay. I'm also going to go with Neville. I think he's the obvious choice here, just because he's already been up there, and they've already seen the type of reaction that he can get from the crowd. It seems like the right pick to bring up Neville, but if they would delay it just a little bit and bring up the Ascension, I think I think I would rather see the Ascension just because I'd like to see what they can do in the tag team division. Neville, while he does get fantastic reactions, or at least the one reaction that he got on Raw, is worth trying to repeat. I almost see him getting lost in the mix, but Ascension could do well right out of the gate in this current tag team division. So,
yeah.
All right. So overall, that is NXT Takeover 2. Again, it's going to be happening on Thursday. This Thursday, September 11th. So if you are listening on demand, you need to watch it. If it's already happened, watch it. It should be very, very cool. So I'm looking forward to it. Also coming up for WWE is Night of Champions. It takes place.